Ranger here, just showing off a bug out bag that I made for a friend of mine a while back, and it's time to upgrade it. I'm going to give him a whole different bag, but just kind of wanted to show this one briefly, what's on it. Little, tactical bag design, basic bag, got a little knife in there on the side, hanging off the side for him. He's a lefty. Got a lot of goodies in there. I've covered all 5 bases: shelter, water, fire, first aid, and tools. So, and navigation and compass. So he's got all of that in there. The bag weighs about 15 pounds. It's designed as a little get home bag, little 3-day bag. That's what it's designed to do. If he's ever stranded or anything, he can grab this out the trunk of his car and hike it, home, or navigate out of danger, or set up shelter to temporarily weather out anything he might be dealing with. Only problem is the idiot keeps it in his closet, and he knows who I'm talking about. So hopefully, after I upgrade it, it's something he'll definitely want to keep close by in case of an emergency. But like I said, I'll be giving him a different bag and upgrading it. I'll add that video when I'm done. Urban Ranger here. Wanted to show you the new updated bug out bag / get home bag made for my friend. It is right here. I converted him over to a 3-day assault pack, as you can see. Typical design. Got good compartments. Got the MOLLE webbing on front.
Nice.
But I put no advertisements here, Bear. But I've got priorities of survival.
Okay.
And a lighter in there for emergency fires. It's just something up front, but this is used for an ID panel and whatever you want to use it for. The bag itself is just a no-name bag, but it'll serve the purpose for now. Getting into the contents, I didn't want to, but what the hey, make this an official video review. I've got a basic first aid kit from Lifeline in there for him. A boo-boo kit. The neck, it's pretty well decked out. I have one myself. It'll answer a lot of emergency boo-boos. It'll treat, protect. It'll stop the bleeding. It'll treat. It'll protect. In a pretty basic package. Anything beyond this, we want a trauma kit, but this is a solo bag. I anticipate him being in a situation where he'll be alone and by himself. So if he gets into anything beyond what this kit can do, he's going to have to rely on others. So at that point, we'll upgrade him to a trauma kit with tourniquet and everything like that. I'm no EMS or anything. Furthermore, for sanitation, got some wipes. For signal navigation and reference, we've got lights, some paracord 550. This is from UST, Ultimate Survival Tactics, and it is 30 feet. So he's got 30 feet of paracord. He can make shelter with that. Also, he's got 2 forms of cooking. So he has, this is kind of random. So he's got a regular, World War II metal stove with some fuel tabs. You can use that lighter to light this. He also, for navigation and reference, he's got a map. You see we're in Michigan, so he's got a Michigan map. And that's it for this compartment. Now, as I said in the other video, this addresses the 5 or 6, depending on how you count it, survival priorities, which will be shelter, fire, water and food, first aid, and signal navigation and reference, which I call SNR. Alright, so this bag answers all of those for 3 days. He can survive out of this bag for 72 hours. Fuel canister, something to cook his food in, and boil water to purify it. Okay, this is the kitchen bag right here. I call it the kitchen bag. Some delicious Mountain House. He's got a bowl to eat his food out of. A stove. I think you've seen me use this in one of my other videos outdoors. I don't know if I went into it. Just one of those basic stoves you get off of Amazon. Worked out real well. Came in this plastic container, which I like. It's a canister stove. They don't, even though they supposedly don't do that well in cold environments, this performed for me in the winter. I had no problems with it at all. So pretty good, reliable stove. Wood pocket stove. So he has two ways of cooking. If he runs out of fuel or loses the fuel, or it just isn't practical for him to use this stove, he can use the other World War II stove, as I call them. It's just a bunch of food in here. And one last thing, he's got Mayday emergency water packets. These are well worth the money. You can get them in a case. I got this 50 cents a piece. Well worth it. Well worth it. He can use this to rehydrate his food to get some calories in it. One last thing, and I advised him in an emergency situation, he wants to eat from the bottom up. So he'll eat this 3,600 calorie bar. This will sustain him for a while, actually, beyond 3 days. You know, he's got utensils, by the way. So yeah, I'm gonna repack this later. Alright, so that's water and food. We covered first aid. We covered signal navigation and reference. He's got the flashlights for signaling, his cell phone, and a whistle, which is in here somewhere. Now for shelter. Huge heavyweight trash bag, poncho, emergency space blanket. This is warmth. Emergency space blanket. He has some hot hands in here, so in the wintertime, if he's using this in cold environments, this is going to keep him going. This is going to keep him warm. And last but not least, a small fleece sleeping bag. Now, this sleeping bag alone has a comfort rating of about 50 degrees. Combined with this, he's going to get a good 90% of his body heat reflected back on him until we upgrade this. But the idea is to keep this thing light. So that's the sleep system, also the shelter and the warmth. Along with the paracord, he could use this or the poncho to make a small tent, as well as this is a ground cloth, a tarp, or a poncho itself. And it's just an extra ditty bag. I would say the only thing missing from this kit are an extra set of clothes. I'll recommend it to him. Put the description in the video. I'll recommend socks, a pair of underwear, and a pair of pants and shirt. Alright, and that's going to be it for the 72-hour kit that I put together, actually on the cheap. And one last thing, if I had the time, I'd itemize everything, but to be honest, it cost me maybe about $50, $54 to put this together, all in all. So, and I'm pretty confident that with a moderate amount of training, practice, I should say, moderate amount of practice, he'll be able to be a master of his environment. So, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'm a little tired, but it was worth doing this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks a lot. Urban Ranger out, and don't forget to always be a master of your environment.